Welcome to r/entitled parents, where entitled people grow up and have children. Our first post is by Mace Dew, A Despicable Family. My ex-partner, a 33-year-old female, is the most manipulative, untrustworthy, and cowardly person I've ever met in my entire life. I've made the mistake of thinking that I could help her and wasted 2 years of my life giving her chance after chance, tolerating her constant lies, betrayals, emotional blackmails, pettiness, gaslighting, and delusional entitlement. I thought the best way to end things off is to let her be the one to dump me, so she can have the illusion that she's in control and that I can finally get out of this heck hole. Oh, I was so wrong. She did break up with me after I finally decided I had enough and didn't contact her for 2 weeks. She closed our joint accounts and told me to clean out my things from our rental. I did it with pleasure. Somehow that triggered something within her. She started to harass me nonstop with calls, message, and emails. I ignored her and continued to move my things out progressively whenever I knew she's not in. Then it got crazy. She started contacting my siblings. I don't even know where she got their numbers. Showed up on my private estate twice and told my family's lies about how she doesn't know what is going on, doesn't know whether we're broken up or still together. She started sending me messages that she's so worried that something happened to me, and then messages of how she will change and will be better. I didn't respond to her because I know what will happen. I've been through this so many times. She's trying to sort ways to get my attention, and if I contact her, she'll drop her act and try to start a fight. I'm done encouraging that childish behavior. My family started to get worried about our safety because she was trespassing our closed estate to show up at our doorstep. They wanted to change our house locks and their phone number out of fear that she might do something worse. At this point, I decided to reach out to their parents to let them know what has been happening and to manage their daughter's behavior. They're a very close-knit family, and they told me they will look into this matter and told me to be patient. We thought that was the end of things. A few days later, I heard a loud hammering on my window. To my dismay and my family's horror, she had trespassed my estate again, climbed up to my room from the rubbish chute, and is banging on my room window while hugging the exterior wall. She hammered on my window for 20 minutes while calling my phone nonstop. My family was scared out of their mind. They wanted to call the police. I dissuaded them, and my family alerted our state security instead. I also called her parents to tell them what is going on right now. The first thing her mother said was, "Oh no, is it dangerous?" I assured her mother that it is indeed very dangerous, not just for her daughter, but my family's well-being as well. Her mother then asked me, "So what do you want me to do?" I told her mother wanted to talk to her daughter and get her to stop doing all these crazy things. I also updated her mother that security has been called because this is actually a criminal act, and her mother's attitude changed immediately. Her tone hardened, and while she told me that she understands, I know she wasn't happy, even though my family has already shown grace in not involving the police. She never took any responsibility in her daughter's behavior and never apologized a single time for the plight her daughter has imposed on my family for the past 2 weeks. Whatever right, I don't care as long as she leaves me alone. I followed up with an email to my ex telling her definitely that I want nothing to do with her and to stop her harassment on my family. But things did not stop there. My ex was furious. She sent me emails scolding me for blowing things out of proportion, and that I would rather call the police on her than to meet her. Whatever. I continued clearing my things from our rental. That's when I realized that the lock to the rental has changed. I found out that despite everything that has happened, my ex and her parents decided that I was stealing things and they locked me out of the rental so that I couldn't clear the rest of my stuff. I have never taken anything that wasn't mine. Despite me reaching out to her parents to seek their assistance in ensuring that my things are safely returned, because my ex is very spiteful and she has boasted about things she kept from her exes to me before, and I know she would do the same to me. Despite their daughter's psychotic acts in the past 2 weeks, her parents shielded her once again and turned me into the bad guy in this entire ridiculous episode. I've never met a more despicable person in my life before, and what's more, a family that supports and reinforces this behavior in a 33-year-old. All my things are still in her possessions. Forget it, I'll never get them back. I'll also never get an apology because to this family they have done nothing wrong. them, I am the troublemaker. I am the thief. I am the criminal. What the heck did I just read? Um, yeah, I probably should have called the police the first time, not gonna lie. And I don't know, maybe it might be illegal that they're trying to stop you from getting your own stuff back. I don't know. I literally know nothing about the law. Yeah, so that's okay. Our next post is by Piper Mason. My boyfriend's parents started treating him, a 27-year-old male, as a 10-year-old after an argument with his very aggressive brother. Some 9 months ago, my boyfriend got into a big argument with one of his brothers, an age difference of 4 years, after he had been disrespected by said brother. Let's call him Tim. His brother's tone was very entitled during the entire argument and refused to admit that he had crossed a line when he was trying to start a fight, saying, "If we can't resolve this with words, there's only one other way we can end this." Then he got up, and my boyfriend got up, and they were both face to face. Me and their other brother, let's call him Matt, broke it off, and they went to separate rooms. They made peace a few days later and were alright, but apparently that confrontation shook the whole family. Matt, he's 26, was apparently very traumatized about the whole experience, even though it had nothing to do with him, and he told on them to their parents, like they're teens or something. He blew things completely out of proportion, saying Tim was totally innocent and not provocative at all. It is important to know that Tim was verbally and physically bullied their younger sister, their 7 siblings in total, has punched their father 3 times in a row one time. He also had fits of rage and always called himself names and saying how he's a loser and weak. I heard this firsthand, but at the same time he puts his facade of being a tough guy all the time. His parents came over to their home, but they live in the countryside now, and each spoke to them one at a time instead of all together for some reason. In the end, Tim was seen as the poor innocent victim who got bullied by his older brother, and he never admitted to their parents and siblings the truth, even though he blatantly told it to my face after the argument, saying he was looking for a fight. After all of the siblings, both parents saw my boyfriend as the villain, despite knowing Tim's aggressive behavior in the past. So the parents decided, along with his siblings, that it would be best to send my boyfriend to their country house while they could keep an eye on him, and he could only go to the house in the city if one of the parents was going out as well. What? This went on for the last 8 months. My boyfriend was finishing grad school, but because of COVID restrictions, he couldn't go back to where he was staying before, so he was stuck at his parents' home for the time being. The home environment was terrible, and they kept treating him like a kid. None of the siblings would come over either. They wouldn't even bring their family dog there anymore, which they used to from time to time. It was like they had exiled him. It's ridiculous. Anytime he'd go to the city, he had to be back by dinner time. They made his life miserable, whilst he had exams to correct and grad school work to worry about. He has now gotten a job while finishing grad school and found an apartment in the city. He told his parents he's moving out for good, and they still had the nerve to ask him, "Oh, you're moving out because you want to, right? And not because of the way we treated you, right?" He didn't even bother answering, just packed his things and left. It's been a week, and they've now been calling him and texting him to come for his family lunch or that family dinner and spend the weekend at their country home with everyone else, where we'll all be together as a family. We, of course, knew this was going to happen. He has ignored every phone call and text, but his patience is running out. It just boggles my mind that his parents have not realized that they completely alienated their son by their own doing. I'm sure they'll be playing many emotional games from now on, but my boyfriend will have none of it. It's also important to note he's the first one to actually leave their parents' home. His older sister, who's been working for the past 5 years, still lives at their parents' home. She's absolutely no cost beside car gas, along with the rest of the siblings that are in college. His parents, of course, got used to that and became quite the helicopter parents, so leaving him was somehow after he was treated like a leaper, a big shock for his parents. To add to all of this, Matt has used the incident as an excuse for his own mistakes / bad decisions. Like when he failed a class, "It's because of what happened, it shook me a lot." He lied to his parents saying he was at college, and in reality he was staying with his girlfriend when he was caught because his parents were paying for his accommodations and he hadn't stayed there for 3 months at least. He said, again, they felt overworked because his college coursework and was still overwhelmed by what happened 9 months ago. He didn't come home for Christmas because he wanted to stay with his girlfriend, which is totally fine, but instead he said he felt unsafe to come home since my boyfriend was there. Lol, he actually wasn't at the time. He was away with me, and Matt knew that. In this family, sweeping things under the rug and pretend they're a happy family is their way of handling things. What the heck? Wait, why? Whoa, what? I'm so confused. This is like, what the? Your parents? Their parents are pretty messed up. That's his clear favoritism. And plus, I didn't see the family was there. I didn't see the whole family there when he was staying at that country home. What's that even like? Uh, Our next post is by Eddie Rocker, entitled Mom Shouts at Me and My Partner and Tries to Kick Us from College. The title may sound a little bit weird, but here's why I'm putting it. Also, forgive me if there's an error in the redaction, because English isn't my first language. Don't worry, LP, it's not mine either. Context. I studied in a private college and I was about 12 to 13 years old. Now, I'm 23. When this happened, and there was a partner, which I'll call entitled Kid for this story, which was a type of bully that he made something to someone else, and then he victimized himself. After that, and no one, including me, liked him. Now, to the story. Characters. Eddie Rocker, yeah. Partner 1, partners 2 and 3, entitled Kid, Karen, and Principal. We were at the school with no teachers for the time being. I don't remember. She wasn't in the classroom, but never mind. And I was talking with partners 2 and 3 about the homework and other things when entitled Kid came to where we were and started talking about what he was doing and what he was going to do that week. We just stopped talking and watched him like, okay, we don't really care. And I told him that I didn't want him to stay with us because we were talking about other things, saying please because I want to be educated. He started saying some things, but I didn't really care at the moment. When I sat down, he got close to me and started telling me about some of his personal things. I repeat, I don't care. And I listened, well, partially, because I was writing some poetry at the moment and I liked doing it. Then he started shouting at me, and the conversation was something like this. You are a very disgusting SOB, and blah, blah, blah. The BTF are you talking about? And I try to push him. He says something personal that was personal to me to win. I don't remember what, but it was really too personal, and I don't know why he would say that. So it happened, and started telling him things about this and other stuff I can't remember. Entitled Kid starts crying and goes out of the classroom and goes to principal. Well, I got to say I felt bad for a little bit because saying Entitled Kid's personal thing and using it against him, but for myself, yeah, hold on. Yeah, he deserved to be told that because of what he did before. Anyways, we were sent to principal's office and we told her what happened, and they believed him because he was kind of an angel for Dee, and she was a friend of her mother's. Of course she was. The Karen of the story. We was sat down and I was walking through the classroom and almost in front of the teacher, but she didn't see why I would felt down. When I told her, she didn't want to believe my words, even though the rest of the class told what had happened. I've been sent a citation for this, and so was entitled Kid. And, he included another partner, which hasn't even done anything related to the story, but he wanted to do something to him. I don't know why. The other day, Karen went down to the college. Mine couldn't go because of various reasons between their work. Partner 1's mother couldn't go either for any reason, I can't remember. Karen, for obvious reasons, did come. The conversation was like this. What did you tell about my angel? I told him that personal thing. Because he was looking for fighting for no reason, and he told that anyways. He's right. He started everything and told the principal he ain't do anything, and he started everything. Why do you dare tell that about my angel? I'm with entitled Kid. He wouldn't do anything. You must apologize for my angel for doing this. You shouldn't come into this college anymore. Huh? The conversation kept that way, and I got a mini panic attack because of her screams about her angel, aka entitled Kid, and I couldn't say anything else neither when I was asked my partner really did something wrong. I just couldn't say anything, even if I wanted to. Karen and entitled Kid thought they won the battle. They were fighting. Anyways, we were just told we must not be close to entitled Kid and must not molest him, which we didn't want to do in the first instance and didn't want to be with him. Needless to say, I wasn't expelled from the college, and I was absolutely thankful that it was almost the end of the school year, so I would not have to see him for summer holidays. If you want to know what happened with him, the next year he changed to another section because they didn't want us. I didn't want him either, and he ended up changing from his school, and also didn't want to see him after this. I got other stories with him if you want me to tell you. Ooh, I always hate. I don't know. This is strange. Oh God. Um, yeah, but seriously,